Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Welcome again. For those of you who are new, my name is Pat Septak, and I'm here every month. And every month we do a different theme. And today's theme is, let's see, last month we did the greatest hits of the 40s, 50s, and 60s, right? So today we are focusing on the greatest hits of the 70s, 80s, and beyond. So, yeah. Thank you. So, yeah, we're going to get to a lot of interesting music along the way, I'm sure. But, so anyhow, and yes, I am amplified this time because I know there were a couple times when people in the back said they couldn't hear me when I was talking. They could hear the accordion, but not me talking. So I thought maybe I'll amplify my voice a little bit. Also, we are being recorded today. So you got to make sure to really applaud when I play because, when people view these things, I want them to think I'm really good, All right, we're going to continue on now. We're going to do some stuff from the 70s right now. That song, the first song, was from the 80s, and we're not doing anything in any particular order, so we're just going to jump around to different eras. But that first song was from the 80s, from the MTV era. It was a song by the Kinks, and it's called Come Dancing. And for people who don't even know the song, they like it whenever I play it, so that's why I play it. But anyhow, we're going to do some 70s stuff for you right now. This next one is actually a movie song. It is from the movie The Sting from the 70s, and it was written by Pittsburgh's own Marvin Hamlish. So yeah, it's a good song. And so let's do that for you right now. Come on in. For those who are just joining us, we are focusing on the hits of the 1970s, 80s, and beyond. And we're being recorded. They're recording my show today, so I'm asking the audience to cheer and clap loudly after each song, because it's all going on tape. All right, so we just did The Entertainer, and this next one, if I can read my writing here, this next one is a Frank Sinatra song. This was one of his later hits, of course, and it's from, I think it's from 1980. The theme from New York, New York. You hear this every New Year's Eve if you watch the ball drop from New York City at midnight. I love it. They play Frank Sinatra's original version of New York, New York. Thank you. Thank you very much. A little bit of Frank Sinatra for you there. Okay. All right. So moving on, a couple more hits from the 70s. This next one was a big hit for a group called the Village People. And it requires audience participation. And I'm sure you'll know what that is when we get to that part. Here we go. Hold on, I gotta get the right sound.
Get the right tune.
All right, here we go. Thank you. I wish the camera that they have here could rotate so they could show the audience doing the hand gestures and all that. Oh. All right, there we go. Moving along, another big 70s hit. This was from the late Jimmy Buffett. So we're at the end of summer, and this is kind of a summery type song. So I think this is perfect for Labor Day weekend, even though it's a little cold outside. But I think you'll recognize the tune. There we go. Got to get a little calypso sound in here. There it is. Yep. Hold on. There we go. All right. So we're going to switch gears a little bit here, and we're going to get into the and beyond category. These are fairly recent songs by a very, very, very famous superstar. I'm talking about Taylor Swift. And of course, Taylor Swift, she made news twice just in the last 2 weeks, right? A couple weeks ago, she announced she's coming out with a new album, and that made major, major news. That doesn't happen with very many artists, okay? So, unless it's the Beatles or something, but anytime that she announces she has a new album, she makes news. And then, the even much, much bigger news, she got engaged, all right? Travis Kelce. So yeah, that was all the talk at the radio station where I work. I had to do news stories on it, of course, but anyhow, so I thought, what appropriate time to do some Taylor Swift songs. I want to do a couple of them for you right now. First one, probably one of her major hits. It's called "Shake It Off," and this is a song. A couple years ago at the radio station at KDKA, Marty Griffin, at At that time, he was working alongside Larry Richard on the morning show, and he's like, yeah, bring your accordion tomorrow and play a Taylor Swift song. This is when Taylor Swift was having her concert in Pittsburgh, and I said, yeah, right. He said, yeah, could you picture me playing Taylor Swift on the accordion? And he goes, no, I'm gonna talk about it. And so he announced it on the air that I'm gonna play Taylor Swift. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I go to Larry and I says, Larry, what do I do? And Larry's like, play Taylor Swift. So that evening, I had to go online and print out copies of some sheet music. I printed out 3 songs that I thought might sound good on the accordion. And the first one absolutely did not sound good on the accordion. So, but 2 of them actually did. So this is one of them, and I played it on the air the next day, and I got a lot of good response. So then I had to memorize the song and then play it whenever I go out, especially when there's young people. So here we go, Taylor Swift, Shake It Off. Thank you. Thank you. That's probably the first and only time you'll hear that song on the accordion. This next song was an earlier hit of Taylor Swift's. It was during her country phase, and it's a pretty big hit. And it was one of those crossover songs that was big on the country charts and the pop charts, and it's called You Belong to Me. little bit of Taylor Swift for you. All right, we're going to do some other country music for you right now from the 70s. I think this next song, you probably all know the words to. It's from the late John Denver. It's a song about West Virginia.
Oh, country road, take me home. You know that.
Thank you so much. That, of course, is called Take Me Home Country Roads. Now we're going to jump to 1980, when a country star by the name of Willie Nelson had a big hit with this next number. This is one of my favorite country songs because I like to travel, and it's called On the Road Again. Okay, well, we are about halfway through the program tonight, and of course, this is the point where I open it up to the audience for any requests or any questions that you have. So if anybody has a song that you'd like to hear, it doesn't have to be from the 70s, 80s, or beyond. What's that? Yes.
Play a polka.
Play a polka. Okay. That's coming up. I was already intending to play a polka, so that's coming up later on. Anybody else?
Steal song.
You're jumping ahead of me. Did you peek at my set list?
No.
Anybody else favorite song that you'd like to hear? What's that? Melody of Love. Oh, Bobby Vinton. Okay, yeah, sure. Anybody else? We'll do that one. No? Anybody have any questions? Questions about the accordion or questions about, I don't know, KDK or... No? Quiet bunch tonight. Okay. All right, well, we'll get to that one request, and then we'll continue on with our theme for the evening. So, somebody wanted to hear Melody of Love from Bobby Vinton. Here we go. Country. Thank you. And thank you for the request. All right. If anybody else has any requests or a question along the way, please raise your hand. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, okay. Yeah. Last weekend, I played in Butler for the very first annual Butler Italian Days. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Tons of people. I mean, it was unbelievable how many people were there. But that was fun because I got to play a lot of Italian music, and I love playing Italian music. And one of the big movie themes of all time, of course, was from The Godfather, which was from the 70s. So I'm going to play that for you right now, the theme from The Godfather. Which, by the way, I played this for Larry Richard the other day. I was on the air, and I asked Larry for a request, and that's what he requested. This is one of his favorite songs. There we go. Gotta get the Italian sound here. Hold on. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I love playing that song. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. Okay. I might as well play a song from my favorite band, which is the Beatles. Now you say, wait a minute, Beatles were done by the 70s, right? Well, actually, one of their songs called Obla Dee, Obla Da was a hit both in the 60s and the 70s, so technically it is a 70s song. So we're going to do the Beatles for you right now. Obla Dee, Obla Da. So this next song, if you recall, if you were around in the 70s, which I was, there was a lot of variety shows on television. Anybody and anybody had a variety show on TV. And one of them was Tony Orlando and Don. And they had a really big hit with this next song. It's about yellow ribbons. Thank you. All right, let's see. Okay, oh yeah, I got to do this next one. This was a huge hit in the 70s. It's by the group ABBA. ABBA, yeah. Let's see here.
Don't ask.
All right. Yeah, it's a good song. It's called Dancing Queen.
Dancing Queen.
you. Thank you. Dancing Queen. It's one of those multi-generational songs. You know, it just seems like both old and young alike. And I think it kind of had a resurgence when that movie and musical came out. Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia. Yeah. Good show. Yeah. Meryl Streep was in that, I think. All right. Very good. Let's see how much time we got here. Okay. We got about 10 minutes left. So, all right, what to do. Okay, all right, we've been doing a lot of 70s. Let's do an 80s song for you right now. This is a song, the lyrics are kind of peculiar on this next song. It was a huge hit for a group called The Police, again from the MTV generation. And it was called Every Breath You Take. And when the song came out, a lot of people took it as a love song. And so it became a huge song for weddings. People chose that song for. But as it turns out, the man who wrote the song, Sting, he said he he wrote the song from the point of view of a serial stalker. So not very appropriate for weddings. But people interpret it that way. Every breath you take, I'll be watching you. So maybe I shouldn't have told you that story before I played the song, but here we go. The Police. Okay, the one I'm saving for the last song. So let's do this. We'll do one more song from the And Beyond segment. This was a big hit for Miley Cyrus just about a year or two ago. And it's called Flowers. Thank you. Yeah, when it's funny, whenever I play that song, I hear people in the audience go, "Did he just play Miley Cyrus on the accordion?" Yep, I did. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got one song left. Before I do that, though, let me check my phone and see when I am coming back. I am here every month, and every month I do a different theme. And so I will be back in September. Hold on here. Gotta check my Google Sheet. Thanks to my gig manager. Okay, let's see. We got Abundant Life Center, September 19th. September 19th, that's a Friday, 6 o'clock. And who can guess what my theme is going to be for the month of September? Halloween? Oh. What is popular during the month of September and October? Oktoberfest, of course. Samantha knows. Yes, in fact, I get booked for more Oktoberfest than any other event. So, yeah, September is crazy, and October as well. But anyhow, yes. So I may come dressed in my lederhosen that day. So I'm just warning you. It's a warning. All right, we're going to close out with a polka. By the way, you'll hear a lot. If you like polkas, somebody requested a polka, you will like next month because Oktoberfest, of course, is lots of polkas. So, this of course is the Steeler polka, the original. Yes, and let's see, are they playing this weekend?
Next Sunday.
What's that? September 7th. Yeah, I'm not a big sports fan, but. Yeah, September 7th is the first game of the season. All right. Yes. We got to cheer on the Steelers.
Yeah.
So this is the original Steeler fight song, which fits the theme because it came, they changed the lyrics. It was the Pennsylvania polka, and they changed it to the Steeler fight song. When the Steelers won, was it 1978?
Yeah.
78? Okay, somewhere around there. All right, so let's do it. Cheer on our Steelers. All right, everyone, thank you so much. Thank you. As always, you've been a terrific audience, and I hope to see you next month, September 19th, for Oktoberfest. Oh, by the way, everyone have a very happy Labor Day weekend.